Lisa.
And I'm Rasheida.
She gonna say hi before me. And do it your way. Say hi, I'm Rasheida.
Hi, I'm Rasheida.
And I'm Lisa.
And
we're
we're
the
the
Bennett's.
Bennett's.
It's kind of goofy, but anyway, it still works. Oh, you can see that we've been shooting a little bit outside. We've been just trying to enjoy the great weather and this awesome mural behind us that's in our one of the parks in our city. And we're social distancing and all of that stuff.
Not here, but like everybody else.
Ain't gonna be no social distancing. But anyway, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Like I told you, you're gonna see about 1,000 looks from Rasheida over the course of time. So I appreciate. Listen, when you have a woman that can do her own hair and makeup, and that's what she's done professionally, it comes in. First of all, you don't get broke. And I said it the way I meant to get broke.
I was say she said get broke.
You don't get broke because when you go out and you get your hair done all the time, it costs y'all a lot of money. Like
at least 100,
yeah,
that's not including the hair when you gotta buy it. You just paying for them.
So you don't get broke. One, and then two, she can wear all the different looks, but then she can do it herself. So that's great. And I can do it now. Don't get it twisted too, because
she's a very good, quick learner.
When we first started dating, I like all of the versatility that this brings, so I'm willing to help and learn how to sew things and glue things and all kinds of stuff. I've done it all.
Yes, she has.
But anyway,
that is not what the show is about.
Actually, it kind of lends itself to that because the topic, one of the viewers, and thank you again for your questions.
Thank you.
Make sure you put comments below. Let us know if you have more questions. But one of the viewers asked us, what is it? Would you consider? Would you date someone who was bisexual? And so that conversation actually does lend itself pretty well to answering this question. And so would you like to start this one?
I'm gonna let you start this one off because y'all got to hear this one right here. Come on, Lisa Michelle.
So my overall belief, and I know that a lot of people not gonna like this or agree with it, my overall belief is that people, if they're really honest, most people are bisexual. Now, that does not mean that everybody's out having sex, physical, intimate sex with everybody or with people that they happen to have to be the same gender with. But I think that to say you're not attracted to somebody or somebody's not attractive just because you happen to be the same gender, I think that's kind of stupid. And that people are, and thank God things are changing a little bit more, and people are more willing to be authentic with themselves and not worry about everybody else. So would I date somebody that's bisexual? Yeah. I've actually dated someone who was transsexual, and they were honest with me at the very beginning, but I didn't care. She was amazing, and so we dated. And two, because of the time frame, we've talked about this, the age difference. I was in college in the 80s, and we weren't so out, and I dated. I think the new lesbian culture has a word for it or an acronym for it, but you date women who they are gay while they're in college. I don't know what the acronym is. And so I dated a lot of girls in college who are now straight, married to guys, got families and all that stuff. I ain't trying to out nobody, so don't start sending me no emails and all that crap. I ain't call nobody's names. But and I don't know what their journeys are, so I think some of them have in fact gone on to marry men and had kids, and others have not and are married to women. So yeah, I would date somebody that's bisexual because I don't think it has anything to do with sexuality. It has to do with who you fall in love with. And to be quite honest, I think some of the relationships that I had in college did not work out specifically because some of those young ladies were stuck on what was everybody else going to say about the sexuality. I think they loved me as much as I loved them, but they weren't willing to take the risk, if you will, on being ostracized or cast out or what have you, to be with me. I was willing to take the risk then, and that's good. I'm glad that didn't work out.
Me too.
Because I ended up finding out.
Me too. Sorry, y'all. I got the prize.
Finding the right person for me who allows me to be, and that's the other important part why I would date somebody who's bisexual. First of all, your fidelity is what it is. It doesn't matter if you're straight or gay or whatever. Don't worry. If they love you, they're gonna have eyes for you, and it's gonna stay right there.
Yeah.
But she allows me to be all of the people I want to be, and so I'm looking for somebody. I don't care if they were straight or gay, what have you. I'm looking for somebody who allows me the space to be all of the people as complicated as I can be, that I want to be, and who uplifts me regardless of that. So don't get stuck. For me, yeah, I date somebody who's bisexual, transsexual, if that happens, or transgendered, I should say, if that happens again in my lifetime, because I'm falling in love with the person and not with a gender or not with genitalia or any of that kind of stuff. So that's my answer. What about you?
Well, I'm going to agree with you. Um, I I would say I identified as bisexual at one point in my life because I dated guys and girls, and but I realized that it. We watched a lot of Love at First Sight or Married at First
Married at First
Sight.
Sight is one of my favorites.
And now this new one that we started watching was called Blind Love.
Oh yeah.
And there was this one scene where this gentleman and this one lady, a sister and a brother, and he shared with her that he was fluid, but he didn't. He shared it with her, I think, a little too late.
Yeah.
But he did share it, and he was completely honest. And one thing that resonated with me was, he said, it's not about your genitalia. It's not about the male and female. It was about the connection
Right.
that you had with that person. And so I agree with Lisa that it really depends on the connection that you have with the person, whether their sexual organs don't even matter, what they look like doesn't matter. It's what that spiritual, emotional connection that you have with that person. So to answer the question honestly, yeah, I would date someone bisexual. It's not about their sexuality or the fluidity these days. It's about the connection to me, and I have in the past dated someone that was bisexual, and it really is not a huge problem or big flag or something that I can't deal with. And I think once you get past, when people start get past the labels, get past all of the I'm bi, trans, pansexual, da 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 da, and I'm no dig to anybody who is who they are, and they want to put out
They want
exactly.
the labels.
If you want the label, so be it. If that gives you courage every day to go out and be your most authentic self, you do that. But for me, Rasheida Bennett, I don't care. I'm more in tune to spirits and energy and who they are.
So the short answer for us is that yeah, we would date whoever we were attracted to or in love with or who infatuated us or what have you for that time frame. And I encourage you not to get stuck, like she said, on the labels. And I encourage you not to let if you like the labels and you want to be identified a certain way, I encourage you not to get stuck on them either. That you can or that you can't do something. Now, I like more feminine than me. I like women that are more feminine than me. I'm gonna say Diana Ross, but I said that just because of when people think of Diana Ross, they think of the flamboyance, the hair, and the femininity, and so I like that Rasheida can do all of that, and I think, and so that works. So don't get stuck on it. Don't limit yourself. In the Bible, they talk about a woman waiting for her Boaz, meaning her first husband has died, and she's waiting for the second coming of this man, who will be her second knight in shining armor, if you will. Sometimes you got an idea of what Boaz looked like in your head, and that's not who God picked out for you.
Come on.
And you can mess around and miss your Boaz because you think it looks a certain way and has to be presented in a certain package, and you could really mess around and miss your blessing. So I would say, don't worry about that. Just go with the things that she pointed out, the spiritual compatibility, the things that you have in common, and roll with it. And then the last other thing is, the term fluid. I like that you picked that term from that TV show. I'm glad to see us progressing as a people and understanding that people are not just limited and that you can be fluid. I was happy to see Billy D. Williams embrace that because I just couldn't imagine in the 70s where he was at the height of being Mr. Macho.
GQ.
He was Mr. GQ before there was a GQ and all of that. Him being able to say he was authentically fluid would have just killed his career. It would have disappointed every woman, every African American woman in the world. And for the fellas, it would just blown their mind of what being cool was all about because he was the quintessential cool back then. And so, but I'm glad we're starting to progress as people and are letting people alone to live out who they are. So the answer to the question is yes, we both would. We say look for compatibility and march on to your own drum beat.
Yep. And write in the comments down here anything that you feel, your opinion on would you date someone bisexual or anything someone that's fluid or whatever the label is. Just write some comments down there. Let us so we can have a dialogue about it. We love having these conversations. We do these because so that we can just spark up more conversation and get the brain churning and get conversations going. So come on.
We are limitless people if we would just push the walls out a little bit. And join us for Let's Talk on Friday nights at 7 p.m. Central.
Excuse me, it is not Friday nights. It is Wednesday nights.
So she always said the wrong time. Now I got the wrong day. On Wednesday nights at 7 p.m., join us for the live talk. It's called Let's Talk with Lisa and Rasheida. And we run it off our Facebook page. So come and join us sometimes on those things because we have a lot of this conversation and it's a lot of fun because we don't know what topics people are going to bring.
Nope.
So we've talked about everything from politics to healthcare to you
kids,
name it.
Children.
Yeah, we talk about it all. So be sure and tune in and join us for those. Again, go ahead and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Join us on Facebook. Join our Facebook group. And then we will be sure to answer all your questions.
To be sure.
See, she talks about me making songs. To be sure. There you go. There we go. There I go. All right. So join us on the next episode of Lisa and Rasheida. We appreciate you. Love and peace.